Hey everyone, so today we're going to talk about something new and different, a new designer on the scene known as Henri. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't, but we're going to take just a brief look at their new fall winter collection, maybe a couple other things. We'll see how this goes, and maybe we will do a lot more of these videos because they have some wicked cool stuff coming out and incredible designs anyways. I'll stop looking and drooling, and we will actually take a moment and take a look at these to see if they are what they are. Hope. So as it goes with these things, I don't have my hands on all of the brand new models from them yet. I have 2 out of the 3. The Evo is sadly not here yet. It should be here in a couple days, but I couldn't wait anymore to do this video. This deserved to happen before Christmas, so this is what you get. Not that I am too terribly upset about it, but we have just recently got this collection in store, and I love it. I'm sorry. You're gonna get to see lots of drooling and glowing. This is gonna be pretty close to how much I love and drool over Anna Karen. But to start with, we have got the little bad boy bruiser on the scene, the Continental, of course. This company is all about inspiration from exotic automobiles and supercars and the like, so of course this takes inspiration from the Bentley Continental, because why not? You can see some of the boxy lines that kind of reminisce that body. Nothing that seems like it would be outlandish or out of place in that car. So if you own one of those, drive one of those, this is a must, period. I'm not that cool, sorry. Not enough videos out there yet. You guys haven't made me a millionaire quite yet. Now this one, they each come in 6 colorways, and their newest one, that is going to be, actually we have most of the examples here. I'm missing one, and I will have those later this week, in fact. But this one is the Sweet Baby Love. This is the one I'm convinced I need, and I have been telling them I need since day one. That hasn't happened yet. I get it, it's limited availability. Again, I'm just not cool enough yet, but this little beauty here, they are calling the Santorini colorway. You've got a beautiful gradation from the beautiful, beautiful blue across the top, fades into a crystal clear on the bottom that we see in the same diamond frame. Beautiful palladium finish all the way around on the titanium temple cores. All of the hardware and the ceramic nose pads have that same finish as well. It's beautiful attention to detail overall. I'm gonna keep saying beautiful, I'm sorry. It is what it is. We've got a nice little miter joint with the temples here as well, which is always nice to see. At this price point, you almost expect that to be the case, but not always. The front, we've got heat sunk temples. It appears, I don't believe that rivet goes all the way through to the full shield. Yeah, no, so heat sink, and then the shield is applied separately from that. But on the temples, we do have that 5-barrel connection, which actually does bolt straight in, rivet straight in, whatever, into the custom temple core. So these are made for them. That is milled just for them. We'll get a little bit better video up here of that, but you can see a little bit there. What I really like on this one, you've got that beautiful facet right across the top, just goes right along with the rest of the frame to keep those nice boxy lines flowing from edge to edge. Now what doesn't show up on camera well is that little bit of a dip you've got right in the front. So that's milled in nicely, and right across the brow you've got just a little soft facet to bring a little bit more light in across that bridge. It's not something you see done too often, but it does act nicely on camera. You'll see right across that top we get just that very subtle flash. Overall weight on these is really lightweight, and particularly you prescription wearers will really appreciate this because we have a smaller lens size, but the overall width of the frame is pretty good. I mean, you know, I've got a pretty average size noggin, and I'm just average. I don't feel average wearing these though, and that's probably the goal of this entire thing. You know, you take inspiration from exotic cars, you design beautiful sunglasses. I told you I was going to say that word a million times. Each of these is limited edition and hand numbered, which is really nice to see because I work with a lot of limited edition manufacturers and they don't actually number all of the frames. These come with a certificate, but it is also numbered inside the temple on each piece. so you know which one you've got. You've got their little logo. This one in particular is number 36 of 40. That's why I can't have one. I'm not cool enough to have number 36 of 40. Oh, how I wish. Now, aside from that, we have E2, which is this little guy right here. I've got it in a couple colors. Like I said, we'll get back to all the colors for this release, but this one is just a really cool take on the round frame. Not a lot of faceting going on around these. That was E2, wasn't it? I have lost my mind. Let's see, is it E2? Yeah, E2. So, E2, same as we saw before, you've got the numbering and the logo on the inside. These are all handmade in Japan, which means, of course, incredible attention to detail. Now, one thing I didn't mention on the other frame is you can't quite see it as well as you can on the black here, and that is the grooving in the back of the temple. It adds just a little bit of extra friction and grip on that back edge, and that little teardrop shape just feels good on the face. I'm not a huge round lover myself, but I can appreciate the design and details in these. That nice subtle taper on either side, but still remains neutral. Good unisex frame for that too. It's not something we see done a lot. This one is the Vapor colorway, which is another really cool finish in that you normally see the gradation from black to a true crystal on the bottom. But in the case of the E2, you can see there it is actually a very milky kind of a white instead of a true crystal. It's interesting to see, but then you do go back to the temple where you have that fully exposed core that they have kind of been known for. That's sort of becoming their signature. You see that in some of the older models as well as the new ones. I really like the way they've done that because you have this two-piece here with that crystal outer edge and still that black inset. In this particular one with that palladium finish right in between, that's just a stunning look. Really catches the light. Makes a nice touch of detail across there that you don't really see in a lot of manufacturers. Now I mentioned I did want to real quick go through the colors we have because we have 5 out of the 6 released, and I'll have the rest of those later. Yeah, I did say I love them, right? So there you've got the new Vapor colorway, absolutely stunning. And the one that I want to love, but it falls a little short for me personally to love it. It's not to say it's a bad color, it's a great color. But for me, it's not the one. And that is their azurite. And you can see the reason I want to love it is you've got this beautiful blue striation, which if you've been here for long at all, you know my favorite frames are all a deep blue striation. But this one wears just a little bit dark for me. For you guys though, that want something a little bit more subdued, I think this is a nice choice. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. You can see we've got that little bit of a striation, just enough light behind it there. So you've got some striation with crystal and that dark blue, you know, definitely gives you that azurite feel. And of course, I'm looking at it here from the other side. Let's just do this, shall we? So we actually, there you go. Now you can really see it. That's how we're doing it today. We'll just steal the light from over there. We don't even care anymore. But still really good, nice balance on the face. Still fits an average size. I think this could go actually a little bit wider for someone with a little bit wider head than me. I think you could very easily get a nice fit out of that on a wider face. The other colorway, you see it in the thumbnail. It is this gorgeous, they call it diamond. I don't disagree, especially with this faceting, because it is very hard to find these two true crystals that just don't have any sort of a defect. Just a beautiful finish all the way around, stunning all the way around. And it's 24 karat gold dipped titanium pieces inside and out. Still looks really good on the face, which a lot of these crystals, it's really rare to see that. I mentioned champagne frames more often are the better way to go because they're more complementary to skin tones. This one in particular being that true clear crystal, it's not got any sort of a blue shift or a white shift. There's definitely no champagne shift. And that's really unusual to see. And that is why you very rarely will hear me recommend a crystal frame. Most all of them are gonna have some sort of a color shift. And if you're gonna have some sort of a color shift, champagne just tends to work better on the face. The blues and the whites, not as much, but this doesn't give you that weird white, feels like safety glasses type thing. I hear it all the time. People will grab a crystal frame, they come in, I want a crystal frame, and they put it on and they're like, oh, this is like safety glasses. I don't really love that. Oh, this doesn't do that. It's just good. That is the diamond colorway. So you'll see that in the Continental, the E2, and the Evo, which is a really cool aviator. That one deserves its own video, and that's another reason I decided not to wait. Now, their Tortoise, a true Tokyo Tortoise, is Shibuya. Or Shibuya? They'll correct me if I'm wrong. I'm positive of that. But this is their take on Tortoise. Lots of yellow amber highlights throughout, which is really nice to see in a Tortoise. This is kind of a signature of the Japanese tortoises. You just have really good coloration all the way throughout the frame. It's not too dark, it's not too light. It just hits a nice balance in between. Personally, I'm not a huge tortoise lover. I can appreciate the design, the beauty of a well-done tortoise, and this is definitely one. And you'll see again, as I mentioned earlier, just that little tiny kind of a bevel to that top edge. I wouldn't truly call it a facet, even though I did earlier, but it just adds a little bit more interest and detail to it. And if I was gonna wear a tortoise frame, this is probably the one. And what do we have here? Number 16 of 44. So that tells me already that I'm not the only one that's not a huge tortoise guy, especially when it comes to something this exotic. It's just the way it is. So there you go. There's your 5 colors. There's your overview of those. And come on, like they even make these little micro trunks that hold six of any frame. But come on, if you're not filling it with these, you're doing it wrong anyways. All custom hand-stitched leather, the Monaco blue in particular. I'm a sucker for pretty blues. All hand-stitched and quilted across the top, and if you don't recognize this from exotic and luxury cars, then it's the wrong thing for you. You don't need it. I need it. I need all of that, the whole box full, every ounce of it. But yeah, I'm salivating over here. Now, this, speaking of cool cases, the little micro trunk here is cool on its own. Their individual cases for the frames are not a letdown either. You have that beautiful Monaco blue. I told you I was gonna say beautiful a million times. I hope you've kept count. Well, let me know in the comments below how many times I said it. I lost count. I'll have to rewatch it. We'll do something. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll do something. Tell me how many times. Their case alone is really nice. It's a good, I won't say it's a supple feeling leather, but it has to be tough to actually protect the glasses, and that's a good thing. So it's got a nice finish to it on the buckle right here, and I told them, I jokingly said, but intentionally said, if they make it, I want one. This would be really good for a belt buckle. It's got that nice luxurious feel to it, snaps into place, super smooth action there. I can see maybe over time you'll get a little bit of wear on the plating right on that upper edge. That's nothing, it'll be kind of a nice patina. It's not gonna just flat out be bad. And I could be wrong, maybe it's not even that bad, but even inside you'll see the attention to detail they gave everything in this collection. You've got a lot of turning that's finished here. That looks like some sort of milled finish, actually, not just turning. I was filling it, okay? But no, that is a more specific finish. And a very good felt liner overall inside the case. It's not super dusty because I have had a couple of these in the case for a while as we've been in between things in the store itself. As you've noticed, I now have a new studio here. But yes, so we've had some stored in the cases. They're not building up a ton of lint there, which is always good to see. And it's just really soft and supple. But then you've got inset in there, of course, their logo and the T. Henri badge. So super nice stuff overall. It's not too often I get to say that not only is something beautiful and well made, but it actually has taken a step above and impressed me a little bit. I love to be able to say it. I just don't get to say it super often. Now, obviously, I am gearing my shop towards that, so we have more of it than you would expect. Oh yeah, and let's leave on a real high note here because that's not all. The caviar collection from them, oh, you don't. That's a whole other video. We're not getting into that today. I have it. It's beautiful, stunning. Not even beautiful, stunning details. That's another day. I will catch you next time and we will talk about that. Okay, not next time, but next time, because techie review. We're getting back to it. I'll catch you guys next time, period. Another time we will talk about those. See you then.